Hello everybody, it's time for Off the Ledge. It's Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. I hope you're having a good day so far, or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a high vibe time. Before I get started, I want to address a comment that I received, and I have since made that person unwelcome in this community. And it's likely that this person will not even see this. But there was a comment that said that you have Sadhguru on your wall behind you. It means you're not spiritual. Whoa boy. Let me start by saying I would understand if somebody didn't understand somebody's, devotion or support of, or speaking positively of somebody. I can understand if that person didn't know the object of that person's sort of admiration towards that being, whoever it might be. If somebody's a devotee, for instance, of Sai Baba, I don't have judgment about that. And I'm not a devotee of Sadhguru. When I met Sadhguru, I was completely averse to anything that had any semblance of being a cult. I had to be convinced through the authenticity of that man that it was not a cult. And the way that I knew that was that he never asked me for anything. Anything. And back in those days, I took his programs for free because I was a poor artist in Nashville and he knew I couldn't really pay. Since that time, volunteers have taken over all the administrative and all the promotion and all the marketing. I don't have a problem with that because what Sadhguru does is promotes peace and teaches people as a science how to have that peace. If it weren't for Sadhguru, I probably wouldn't be here. That's because I engage in daily meditation and daily yoga practices that he taught us generously and graciously. I understand if people don't understand who he is, but I want to caution everybody against prejudging. I talked about this last night with Kathy Beal on our Psychic News Network, how I have learned in my life that prejudging somebody never, for me, has led to, from what I can recall, me meeting that person and hating them more, or being against them more. It always resulted in, oh, that person's really actually lovely. So whatever it's worth, I just wanted to say that. And I block people that insult me. And I block people that insult what I stand for. If somebody doesn't like it, this is free. Leave. Just leave, right? So I just had to address that. It just happened. The person is blocked. Anybody who's disrespectful on my channel gets blocked instantly. And I want to just say, it makes all you loving people so much more precious than you already are. And that's pretty precious. Let's read from Ernest Holmes. I keep on hearing in the collective over and over and over again, community, 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 community. There's unity in community. We are the United States of America. I'm adding that part. There's unity in community. We're getting close to the anniversary of September 11th, 2001. You notice that I keep talking about it? I don't hear anybody else talking about it, but we said we would never forget, right? So let's start talking about it. It was unity that got us through that. Believe it or not, it was unity that got us through January 6th. And we're still fighting for truth to remain. The immutable law of God sustains our positive acceptance of perfect faith. And Ernest says, thy faith hath saved thee, go in peace. Everyone believes that all things are possible to the person who has faith. but everyone has not taken the time to analyze exactly what faith is. Good point. Should we do this, we would at once see that faith is a definite mental attitude, or an attitude of the intellect or the conscious mind that is no longer denied by our subconscious reactions to life. Faith is not perfect when we say, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. The second part of the statement comes from the subjective reaction of doubt. Faith is perfect when we say, I believe, and when there is nothing within us that says, help thou mine unbelief. This is really critically important. I believe. Therefore, we see that faith is more than an objective statement. We do not have perfect faith while subjective contradictions deny the affirmation of our lips. This is what the Bible means when it says that we must know in the heart. The heart symbolizes the innermost center of being. When the intellect is no longer contradicted by our emotional reactions, by unconscious doubts and fears, the word of our mouth will immediately bear fruit. Today we have faith that our word shall not return unto us void. And so it is. That is great. On my really beautiful walk this morning, I noticed a couple people walked by me. They were out walking too. And everyone was really cheerful. It was pretty cool. And it just reminded me that we're in a higher vibrational frequency. I was struck by a woman walked by me, and I was just kind of on the other side of the road walking the opposite way, and she said, a happy, healthy Tuesday. It was like, yeah, for sure, I said. And it was exciting in the sense that I see that people are uplifted in spite of everything that's going on. And I also know that that saves us. That vibration saves us. So let's see if we can be extra happy today. Let's just find it within us. I maintain that the vibrational frequency is getting higher. I just was listening to James Tellerico, who's running for Senate in Texas, for United States Senator in Texas, against Cornyn, I believe. And he was having a conversation with Keith Edwards. You probably know that channel. And I did repost it. I said, it sounds like they're, towards the end of the interview, it sounded like they were talking about Church of Spirituality. So all this one mind, high vibration, come together as community, peacefully protesting. A strong community is the antidote to fascism. When we fight, we win. All of that is in the air, in the collective. And the more that we see the need for love, the more we stand for love. It's when it's needed that we show up with it more, right? We are becoming stronger. Do not let the evil fascists detract you from your faith. So important. Let's listen to Kathy Bale's astrological forecast for today. Please know that, Kathy's a great astrologer. You hear her every day here. And when you book an astrology chart reading for yourself, what you're really seeing is the blueprint for your life. So make sure you reach out, empowermentunlimited.net. And here's her forecast for today. And it was really fun having her on the show last night. So make sure you watch that if you haven't already.
This is Kathy Beale of empowermentunlimited.net with Astro Insight for September 9th, 2025. It's a high energy day. You may feel in some ways like you're making up for the last couple of days. Do not fool yourself. The effects of the eclipses are not over, but you will have the momentum to run around and do things that maybe you were too out of it to deal with before. That's all for now. This is Kathy B.
Yeah, Pisces energy, that Pisces lunar eclipse, you might have felt like you were sort of swimming around in murky water. But it's also a very spiritual time and a great time to meditate. The moon today is in the sign of Aries, so it's very, very fiery today. Let's pull some cards. And by the way, while I'm thinking of it, since I mentioned said guru who does massive amounts of work on saving our environment and our planet too, in addition to teaching people how to be peaceful, if you want to know more, go to ishafoundation.org. And if you're not into it, you're not into it, right? To each his own. He taught us to promise to make the world a more happy, joyous, peaceful place. Okay. Whatever works for you, right? But hatred and, and insults, they don't work. I think we're seeing that with our, leadership that's representing what we are not. People have felt sad in isolation. I think it's a really good time to recognize that, because we're moving out of the isolation and we're moving into our new vision. I don't know if you've noticed, but the past decade or so, couple decades, America has had an identity crisis. And people haven't known what's going on because so much corruption since Citizens United happened. So much corruption, so much, people talking out of both sides of their mouths, so much cheating, just so many sins, we'll put it that way, that people haven't known what to think. But I think it's really clear now. What to think is this: love is the answer. Unity is the answer. And that we're the United States of America. When we start to behave in a united way, that's our new vision. There's no more identity crisis. When we go back to, this nation was founded on the United States Constitution. That's not an identity crisis. That's us knowing what we stand for. We want to stand for being a country that provokes war and attacks other nations, the Department of War. No, we stand for the Department of Peace. Let's turn this train around. That's the name of one of my songs. New vision. From isolation in our politics to a new vision. Let's keep that vision strong. And have a happy, healthy Tuesday. Later on today, I'm going to do a long pop-up because there were a lot of topics that I didn't go over last night because Kathy and I were having a long conversation during PNN. We enjoyed having you there. Please share. Also, please check out Church of Spirituality from Sunday. It's under the lives. It's a memorial to September 11th, a lot of it. Readings from Abraham Lincoln. I think you'll appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Thumbs up, please, and please subscribe. And to book a session, please do, psychicandetdion.com. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Namaste.